hiring an employee can be, especially when it's your first employee, it can be quite daunting. It feels like such a huge step, but a necessary one to help you as business owner to stop working so much, because that's obviously part of the time freedom that you're working towards, but also to help you to grow the business so that everything's not on your shoulders anymore. Hiring quickly, especially if you're snowed under, could feel like a really good solution, but if you take nothing else from this video or the blog, just don't hire in haste. It's probably going to end up causing you more issues than it solves short term, more issues long term than it solves short term. So make sure you've got a full, thorough process and you know where and what to do beforehand. And I really like this quote from Karen Brady. Businesses know they are only as good as the staff who work for them, and I truly do believe this. If you hire the wrong person, it can impact your business massively in a negative way and cause you God knows how many problems. But hiring the right person, having that right team around you, can really push your company forward and higher than you ever thought possible. So how do you go about finding the right person? So first thing to think of is you are selling your business, but in a different way to normal. So although it's to an employee, a potential employee, you're selling your business, you still need to treat it in a similar way to how you market to your customers. So you know who your ideal customers are, so now's a good time to look at what your ideal employee is. What qualities do you want in them? How do you want them to live out your values? What skills and experiences do they need? Is there a skills or values match and attitude that's most important for the role? Something really key to remember: skills can be taught, but values and attitude can't. I appreciate obviously that some roles will require a certain level of skill, but it's just something to bear in mind. If they're not at that senior level, can you teach those skills, or do they have to have them? So something to think about there. And I'm talking here a lot about values and everything, so I'm assuming you've already done some work and established your values for your business. But if not, then that's probably one of the first steps before you even think about hiring. You want to understand what your values, what your company stands for. So then once you're clear on who it is you're looking for, then it's time to get the job description written. And you need to then understand what they're going to be doing on a daily basis and what they're responsible for. And then put together a killer job description selling your business and the role to potential candidates, just like you'd sell a service or a product to your potential customers. So the format we use is making it all about the potential candidate, how they will feel, basically making them feel that, I really want this to be a company I want to work for. So we talk about what you will experience, so like what you experience as in working within Pink Pig, what you'll be doing, so like their day-to-day roles and everything, what we will give you, so salary, benefits, flexible working and all that sort of stuff, and then who you need to be. So this is where you can say about what skills they need to have, what experience and so forth. But what it does is, it, as I said before, it puts that focus on them and they can read it and go, whoa, yeah, this is me, this is the role that I want. And more importantly, I want to work for that company. So in the blog, there is a link to one of our current job descriptions, so you can go and have a look and get some inspiration. The next part then, once you've got your job description, is actually advertising the role. And again, we're going to look at it just as you would a potential customer. Where does your ideal employee hang out? Do they hang out on social media? Probably. Which one though would it be? So think about that, just like you would a potential customer. And then obviously with some of the social platforms like Facebook, you can share into job groups, and LinkedIn have got their boards and everything as well. So depending on where your potential candidates hang out, depends on what is best for you. But also think of other things as well. So you've got your normal job boards like Indeed, Reed, Monster. You can Google those and find all of those ones. But where else could you advertise? For example, we recently discovered that ACCA, our supervising body, has a job board. So we put our last job on there. Many accountancy bodies does. So probably our next role will be a bookkeeper role. So we'll probably see if we can advertise that with AAT and ICB, because that's where it would be. So think about what could you do that's similar, what you could use. And then also don't forget good old-fashioned word of mouth. School playgrounds, if you are a parent, loads of untapped potential in the school playgrounds. Many people looking for roles, especially part-time roles. So definitely spread word around if you are at a school or your friends have a school for their children. That's a great way to get that shared. And things like community notice groups, even shop notice boards, things like that where people could see it. So just like you would with potential customers, it's time to get creative and start thinking of places where you can share your business to your potential employees. Then obviously them actually applying. So this is another bit where you can get creative. To be fair, all of it you can get creative, but another bit you can get creative is with how to actually apply and the hiring process itself. And I've done another video on our hiring process and blog, so please do go and have a look at that to learn more about our hiring process. But the days of just sending a CV and going for an interview are over, in my opinion. You can't tell too much from a CV. Somebody who's an awful candidate can go and get their CV professionally written to make them sound amazing. And equally, somebody who is amazing at what they do may not be the best at writing a CV and have done it themselves and could come across awfully. So videos, application forms to ask some certain questions, and then having a full and thorough process to wheedle out the good ones and the bad ones is a must. Then lastly, I just want to talk about red flags. We call them pink flags and red flags. Obviously we'd call them pink because we're pink. But there's things that are going to stand out to you and they're going to be like, whoa, big red flags. Listen to them. If they're little niggles, what we call pink flags, that could be resolved, then it's worth looking into. But if it's a big red flag, no, listen to that. Especially if there's more than one, because you need to listen to it. We've made the mistake of not listening to these big red flags and they've come back and bitten us on the arse. So yeah, listen to those little red flags, and it could just be a little gut feeling that's telling you no, listen to it. And look out for them as well. And of course, one thing we've done as well is just like go back to what we want out of the business, what we're trying to achieve and our values. When we've been stuck and not sure about somebody, do they fit with where we want the business to go? Do they fit with what we want the business to stand for and achieve? So things like that. So yeah, really just think about that and keep an eye out for those pink flags. So once you've found the right person, obviously you're going to offer the role and go through the actual onboarding of an employee process. You're going to need to do things like engagement letters, contracts, and many more things. We can help with some of this, so please do check out our HR services and obviously drop us an email to ask us any questions and if we can help with anything that you're going through right now. Emails hello@pinkpigfinancials.co.uk and we're happy to answer any questions. I hope this helps and I'll speak to you soon in another blog.